homeless people have constitutional rights. You can't just remove them off the street. But we have to encourage them to get help. And, it's easier said than done, I think. Some laws will need to change for those that have mental illness so that they can get help and they can get them, into a safe place with shelter and a restroom, and they can, have some dignity. But we have to also understand that some of these kids, they don't want our help, and they like to be on the street, and that's the reality with some. And I don't know if there's an easy answer for young kids that are dealing with homelessness, but the more outreach that they have, the better. And I don't see that happening right now with the county. The county here in California, where we live, is responsible. They're the main agency for outreach and services, and I don't think they're doing a very good job. Let's be honest. Okay? I don't know if anyone's here from the county that can speak to it better than I can, but I'll be honest with you, people, I'm not a big fan of Sheila Kuehl here in the 3rd District. She needs to be doing more, and we're going to hold her accountable when we get elected. We can count on it.
Okay, I'm going to proceed the question with the Special Olympics oath. Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the effort. Obviously, on Election Day, you will either win or you will be brave in the effort. So my question is, what is it that you might be able to take back with you from tonight's meeting that will affect what you will do after Election Day, win or not win?
That's an extremely good question, and I remember the Special Olympics race, the track race, where one of the participants fell down and they all stopped and they went back and helped him up and brought him across the finish line because they said none of us win if we don't all win. I'll tell you, this is probably one of the hardest candidates forums I've done because it's very serious issues and you're looking to us. I feel it. I feel the energy from the entire room. You're looking for our help. You're looking for our pledges. You're looking for our understanding. You're looking for us to do the right thing. And that's what I take back. When I go back to Washington, D.C., I will never forget this forum, to be honest with you, because I'm very uncomfortable up here. I really am. It's not because of you. It's because it's like my 10 grandchildren looking at me. Grandpa, do the right thing. Grandpa, give me this. Grandpa, you got Kaylee a bike. I want a bike. They want that leadership. And everybody in this room, I feel it from you. There's no question. You want that leadership. You need that leadership. You don't want me to do it for you. You want me to help you do it for yourself. It's an awesome part of responsibility, being in a position of government, and being in a position of leadership, of being able to see the most vulnerable of the society and say, I'm there. And that's what I'm going to say. I just say God bless you all, and I'm very happy that I'm here in front of you, even though I'm as uncomfortable as a snail in a frying pan.
I would just say that complacency breeds contempt, and Mark is absolutely right. It's not very cushy up here. Okay, you're asking some really tough questions. And I feel, quite frankly, woefully unprepared to answer them. But I'm here to better understand the issues. And when we get elected, you have my word, sir, I will never get comfortable. Ever. I will never be comfortable being an elected official because there's way too many things to deal with. There are so many important issues in this room and with this community. It's been an amazing experience tonight, so I appreciate your patience with me. And when I get home tonight, I'm going to think about Did I do a good job? Did I say the right thing? I don't know if I did. You guys can decide next Tuesday. But I'm absolutely going to educate myself about how we can improve the lives of this community and the people in this room that need our help. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Can you tell me your name? What was your name?
Alan Stilson.
Alan Stilson, thank you for reminding us of that pledge. That is so amazing. And I think it's so important to remember that because we're all Republicans in Los Angeles. So it did take a little bravery, just a little bravery. There's also a great, I was just trying to look it up, I can't find it, but there's a Dr. Seuss quote that's sort of appropriate, that sort of sums up everything here. Like what a sort of in relation to playing hide and seek as a kid, what a joy it is to be found, and what a disaster to not be seen. And I think what I take from this campaign, and with this group, and with every group of people I talk to, whether it's closeted fellow actors who have been hidden and fear for their livelihood if they come out as Republican, whether it's teenagers, whether it's a bunch of people who really care about the trash monopoly or whatever else is going on in our little corner of the world, we're all people. And this was written for we the people. And so what I take with me from today and from every experience of the past almost 365 days away from my 4 children and my husband is how important we are and how little we have mattered in the process. And that goes whether we're part of the disability community, whether we're just part of the community that wants to be left the heck alone, to be free, to keep the fruits of our labor, or just a small example, this obsession with letting homeless people pitch tents on the street. How are you supposed to get your wheelchair down a sidewalk occupied by people shooting up meth all day long? I mean, it's this lack of understanding that we all have to live together that is why I ran as a total underdog, not a career politician, not gathering money. My opponent I think has $700,000, 20, maybe. This country was founded on we the people, and it's all of we, as we say in Jamaica. And what a joy it is to be seen. All of us want to know that we are not alone, that people see us, that they hear us. And that I will take with me forever.
Thank you. I'm going to interject. We had enough people who raised their hands and Michelle has them identified. So I think unless there turns out to be extra time, I think we've got questions. I want to tell you though, that last question and the responses, that's why we're holding this forum. When we think about voter education, it's not just them educating you with your questions and your presence. You're clearly educating them. And do we want our candidates to be uncomfortable? Yeah, we do. We want to push you. And we want to be able to. We want you to work for our votes and to be accountable to us if we give you the votes. Do we want you to think about this after you get home? We do. This is reality. This is our community. And to allow candidates to come to be part of our community and for you to share with them, there's nothing more important we can do. So thank you for your questions and thank you for being here. Michelle. That I think Michelle has people, so if you happen to be in contact with Michelle.
I have another question. I want to ask you this, because I think that this can't be ignored, particularly in this forum. At a campaign rally in South Carolina on November 24, 2015, the leader of your party, who's now the President of the United States, openly and clearly mocked a disabled reporter, a guy named Sergei Kovaleski, by wildly flailing his arms, his right hand flopping at an odd angle as he shouted in a weird and agitated voice. My son, who as I mentioned, is normal, but disabled, has never gotten over this, and he relives this on a nearly daily basis. And I don't think this community has ever gotten over that. I have never seen or heard a local or national Republican elected official or candidate for elected office repudiate this president for this. And he has never apologized to this community or to that reporter, from what I know, or to the disabled community at large. Would you say here tonight that you would repudiate this president for these actions? Would you repudiate him if you have the chance to meet him, or if you have the chance, if you're so honored as to be elected, to go to Washington?
Jeremy, thank you for that question. I hear you. All my issues are, and the state issues, everything bad in California is a result of California's own problem. So we do get like Trump questions a lot, but really California has ruined itself. As to that particular thing, I like to go to source material and to find out more, because there's a lot of people who are really reactive about that. And the truth is that actually, for 10 or 15 years, that's how he mocked people he didn't like. I'm not saying it's good, but he did not do it to that person because of their disability. You can actually find a video on the internet. It's like 25 times. No, I'm a little crazy because I'm running for office, right? And I'm an actor. But I'm just saying that to look, when people take a snapshot and say this was about this, when actually if you pull back, and again, you always go to Michelle, and again, I could sit here and say, I'm going to repudiate that, that's horrible. The fact is that when I looked at the entirety of it, there was a history of that same sort of imitation, again, not a good one, but for everyone. So it was not mocking, he just didn't like that reporter. Now, is it bad to make that sort of gesture to be like, this person, I can't stand them? Yes, but I think the guy is quite clearly, I'm not going to say like the Rodney Dangerfield of presidential politics, but a little bit, right? So there's stuff that goes with that is, and I know, well, but here's the deal, Jeremy. I'm actually not a politician, so I'm going to tell you what I actually did my homework and I saw, and I went, oh, yeah, he's kind of a clownish guy who did that thing about that. It was not about that person's disability. Now, when people do that, is it not good for the disabled community? Of course, I get that, but I just want to be clear that what we're talking about is not, he was not mocking that person for that thing. So yeah, no, I wouldn't have done it. I think it's a horrible thing. I would never do it. But I always want to be very clear about when someone says like, this person said this. I want to go back and I want to read the whole quote. I want to see the whole thing. That's all. And I'm not responsible for any other person.
Sir, I don't toe the party line. Okay, I'm an independent, free thinker, free spirited, and if I had an opportunity to talk to Trump about this particular issue and how it was perceived, I would say, hey, that's wrong. You were wrong. Yeah.
Great question. I've been asked that by the Ventura County Star, LA Times, and I've already repudiated. I've already denounced a lot of his actions. Him as an individual has come across on many occasions as somebody I wouldn't hang out with. Some of his policies, I like his policies, but his behavioral traits, no, some are repulsive. I to be very honest with you. And that's exactly what you're addressing right there. When you stand up in the positions of leadership, your actions are always scrutinized to the hill. So you have to be very cognizant of your actions. You have to be very cognizant of what you say. You no longer write it off as, oh, I was just a kid joking around. It doesn't work. When you're in a position of leadership, especially as the president of the free world, everybody's looking at you and you have a massive impact. All of your actions have a massive impact and they have collateral damage. I would like to read something real quick. That's what I was looking at my phone for. It's by a Dr. Crane. It goes back to 1902, and it's called Spiritual Digestion. And this is basically what I've been talking about all along. It's short. I think you guys will like it. The soul, as well as the body, has a digestion, as it does not make much difference what you eat so long as you can digest it. So it does not matter what happens to you, but it matters a deal how you can transmute events into thought. I know a young man whose fortune seems to have rained the cruelest blows. Death has robbed him of the one he most loved. A swindler took away his money. Finally, paralysis has deprived him of the use of his limbs. He cannot walk. He sits all day at his